Hello Virgo, it's November 2015. I think I was about to say 2014. Just shows you where my head is at. Welcome. Um, my site is astrology.com.au and we give a more detailed analysis there. But just to give you a synopsis, there are some important things happening for you. Most importantly, the forward motion of Mercury, your ruler, recently in the second zone of finance, and then I think it's the second. Excuse me, putting my glasses on and taking them up. Yes, Mercury moves to Scorpio on the 2nd of November into the third house of communications to join the Sun, which is there. You may not be having too much luck there in your communications. The Sun is ruling your 12th house of charity, losses. Be careful there with that. You may want to negotiate with someone whom you intuitively feel you're not going to win out on, who's not going to concede, and therefore you'll spend a lot of time in that area without actually achieving a lot. Your own personal energies are pretty strong now, as I said last month. Jupiter, Venus, Mars in the sign of Virgo, moving out of that area on the 9th and the 13th. That's Venus will move out on the 9th, Mars on the 13th. There'll be a conjunction there making you very passionate, very bold, very big thinking due to the association with Jupiter. So once they move, however, you will take up again with a fierce vengeance that desire for money, for material independence. And if you listen to the introduction to my talk this month, the discussion is all about self-empowerment and how the planets should be used, and your knowledge of the planets and the transits should be used to assist you in lifting yourself to that level that is what you aspire to. Now, the second house could show you probably overemphasizing money rather than self. You've had an opportunity this month to this last month anyhow, having those planets in the sign of Virgo, to really try to expand yourself, to maybe try something different with yourself. And your passion would have shown, but now that's shifting to the financial area of your life where you wish to make a mark there. There's still a blemish there due to the North Node, the dragon, being in transit in this part of the zodiac. Dragon is considered a bit of a shadow, so that's looming, but not for long. That's going to move out of there. And as that does that, you're going to feel a very, very strong lift, a clarity coming into your life, especially surrounding these areas of money and finance, which I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear. The important thing for you for self-empowerment now is to manage this transit of Saturn in your 4th house, which is your peace of mind. I briefly touched on this. That fortunately is in some way responsible for holding you down in a lot of other areas, because the point being that I mentioned in the introduction is that you could be sitting as a king on top of the world, but if you're not happy in that circumstance, it's to no avail, even if you have wealth and power at your disposal. So the lesson of this planet, and this month too, with the shift of these two planets to your 2nd house, is to make sure you are able to feel that fulfillment within yourself, and that your empowerment rests not so much on what you have, so much as who you are. There's a new moon in Scorpio, that's in your 3rd house. That takes place on the 12th. So that's also covering that transit of Mercury we discussed. It's going to be taking place here. Communications, contracts. The way you think, I think, is important here. Thinking has a lot to do with whether we empower or disempower ourselves. How you think about yourself can indeed be the crux of the biscuit. Changing the way you think will most definitely have a positive impact upon your life, your relationships, and in a strange sort of way, in the manner in which the universe functions to respond in resonance, in kind, to the way your thinking is transmitted. Because thinking is a power, it's an energy that makes things happen. So be conscious of that, and you will, around that new moon, which we see on the 12th. I mentioned the transit of Mars into this second house. Mars is also disputational. It can cause you to argue with other people, and throughout the next month or so, it's going to edge closer and closer towards the opposition to Uranus in the 8th house, which is shared resources. So that can be explosive. So you've got to be very careful. I'm warning you about this now, so that you don't allow these transits to dominate you down the track without having prepared yourself adequately. So you need open dialogue. You need to make it clear what you want to others. You need to get clarity on what they want. That way you're not going to be at loggerheads with each other when it comes to spending money or investing and that sort of thing. So, how's it been for you? Good? I hope the peace of mind aspect is what you're going to take home today after this, because it is vitally important for you. We see that new moon, which is all about these communications, swinging back around to the full moon in Gemini. That will be in your 10th house, which is the career house. So you will see that a whole new opportunity opens up for you there. The moon is really a favourable planet. It is the planet that regulates the desire nature in you, and also the fulfillment of those desires, lifelong, long cherished desires. And being in the 10th house of your career, there could be some pleasant news or some distinct satisfaction that can be gained in that last week of the month. So that's a nice little note to finish up on. But before I do, just to point out, there are some other aspects there which I feel are important in terms of your relationships. The forward movement of Neptune, which is going to be sitting in your marriage and personal relationship sector for some years, but on the 19th it moves forward. So whatever nebulous experiences you've been having there, you can look forward to that clearing up as well. Your ruling planet is important. There are 3 aspects there on the 25th to 26th, from Mercury to the Saturn to Neptune, and then to Mars. Those first 2 are not easy, bringing with them some confusion. Again, that relates to the relationship component of your life. The other one is a little bit better. It's a sextile aspect between your ruling planet and Mars, which is in the 2nd house, ruling the 8th house of shared resources. I think some good news will come through there, but that's only going to happen because of your mental resilience and your desire to push forward. Unlike your normal self, which is quite happy to sit back and be modest and shy, this is a month of fighting for what you want, particularly towards the end. There are some other square aspects there to Neptune, which encapsulate also and enhance, augment what I've just said there, that your confusion could be quite strong. But you need to be mentally determined and fierce to get what you want. That could be used as a life dictum, I think, but more so for this month. I hope to have your company again next month, Virgo. I hope this has helped. Subscribe here if you want. Visit the site, astrology.com.au. We will give you the more beefed up version of what's happening. You can read about that there. And I hope to have your company here next month again. Bye-bye now.